Welcome to the Blue Plate Special. It is real live music right here in beautiful downtown Knoxville, Tennessee. We're here hanging out inside Visit Knoxville, and you can feel free to come join us if you like. But if you can't be here with us, know that you can watch it streaming live from our WDVX Facebook page or our YouTube channel. So today our guest is visiting with us from up around Columbus, Ohio. You all give a welcome to Dave Hawkins to the Blue Plate Special.
You must be Daddy's little pumpkin, I can tell by the way you roll. Daddy's little pumpkin, I can tell by the way you roll. It's 11:15 and you're sleeping on the bedroom floor. I can see a fire burning right behind your eyes. See a fire burning right behind your eyes. You must have swallowed a candle or some other kind of surprise. Well, I'm going down to Knoxville with $300 in cash. Going down to Knoxville with $300 in cash. All the women at the radio see how long my money can last. Then I'm going downtown, gonna rattle somebody's cage. Going downtown, I'm gonna rattle somebody's cage. I'll pick on a guitar and strut all around the stage. Here we go. If you see my baby coming, don't you tell her that her daddy's in jail. See my baby coming, don't you tell her that her daddy's in jail. She'd sell a little pumpkin just to raise her sweet daddy's bail. You must be Daddy's little pumpkin, I can tell by the way you roll. Daddy's little pumpkin, I can tell by the way you roll. You'll never do nothing to save your doggone soul. I'll pick it again. Thank you. Drop of water in the ocean, drop of oil in the stream, drop an interest in a love life for you and me. Dropping temperature but rising, somehow it ain't surprising. A spark's still in there somewhere for you and me. Burning ember of love, it's hot and rising. The fire burns so brightly for you and me. The ember becomes a flame. Who are we to cry and complain? If our love lasts forever, we'll let it be. Cry of a lonesome pigeon, the cry of babies in the night, the cry of you when we argue and fight. What are we fighting for? Like you, I don't want to fight no more. Let's say I love you, then we'll say goodnight. Burning ember of love, it's hot and rising. The fire burns so brightly for you and me. The ember becomes a flame. Who are we to cry and complain? If our love lasts forever, we'll let it be. The ember becomes a flame. Who are we to cry and complain? If our love lasts forever, we'll let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Thank you.
This is Dave Hawkins with us here today on the Blue Plate Special. Well, back with us on the Blue Plate Special, we'll put it that way. So, let's see, Dave, I was looking over your bio and stuff this morning, and I saw that you do the solo thing, but you also have a duo and a band you perform with?
Yes, not at the same time. Yeah, I have a group of musicians, call them the Perfect Men, just because their wives like to laugh a lot. And then I have a fiddle player that I work with for about 30 years now. Her name's Peg Buchanan, fantastic fiddle player. She lives in Norwood in Cincinnati, and she doesn't like to go out on the road anymore. It's after a 6-week European tour a few years back, she said, I don't want to go on the road anymore. So when I'm in Cincinnati and she's there about once a month, we do a show there.
So like when you're with the Perfect Men, do you do Dave Hawkins songs, or is there a whole nother repertoire there?
No, it's mostly my stuff, and then we throw in some like obscure songs. I think they used to call them deep cuts, the stuff that wasn't the hits on the album. So
right.
But like Rodney Crowell and John Prine and musicians that I really look up to, some Nancy Griffith stuff. So
cool. So the current project is called Bottle Rockets and Broken Dreams, and it's out there on all those music platforms and streaming platforms, as well as, is it Dave Hawkins Music or just davehawkins.com?
The website is davehawkins.com.
Okay. But you were saying, we had a little talk beforehand, you've got a special album coming out next year, so tell people about
yes.
that.
Well, next year it'll be my 10th album, and in 2025 I'm celebrating, I guess, 50 years of playing music professionally. So I'm pulling out some old songs that were on my first couple albums, a couple songs that were first in my set list back in 1975, and we're hoping to actually release, I guess now we have to ask the kids what this means, LPs, disc. There'll be a special run of those for, like 100 or 200 of those as collector's items, in case I do have any fans out there who would want something like that. So,
He's got fans, y'all. Tonight, they're going to be hanging out at Bobby's Idle Hour in Nashville. And then tomorrow, he's got a show over in Hendersonville, Tennessee. On Sunday, he'll be performing at the world-famous Bluebird Cafe. And on Monday, he'll, kind of wind up his little Nashville tour there at Hank's Honky Tonk in Murfreesboro. tour goes on. You can find out more at davehawkins.com. He's got merch available here at the merch table, and after the show, y'all can shake and howdy with him and thank him for being here with us. But for now, I'm going to back out of the way. We'll get more music from Dave Hawkins on the Blue Plate Special.
Thank you. This is a song that was on an album that I released in 2017. The album is called As Long As We Get There, and it's kind of a look back on that time of 40 years in this business. Looking at a picture of a young man with a beer in one hand, a smoke in the other, knowing that life would last forever. Looking in the mirror, there's an old man just clinging to a walker with one hand, copy of the good book by his side, knowing that forever had arrived. Could I ever know life was gonna go? Did I need to care as long as I got here together? Well, the old man woke up one day, found he still had a lot to say, clutching his guitar in his hand, sleeping in cheap motels across the land. He'd spent a lifetime playing guitar, probably spent a little too much time hanging in bars, hoping one day he'd have it made. Now he figures he's just holding in the way. Could I ever have known where this life of mine was gonna go? Did I need to care as long as we got here together? Now the wisdom that comes with age replaces youthfulness full of rage. Transgressions that once caused a mother's tears become regrets in later years. Now I'm looking at that young man in the photo. I'm telling myself he's someone that I don't know. Looking in the mirror, what do I see? I realize that young man is me. Could we ever have known where this life was gonna go? Do we need to care as long as we got there together? Looking at a picture of a young man with a beer in one hand, a smoke in the other, knowing that life would last forever. I just knew that my life would last forever. Thank you. Thank you very much. I mentioned Rodney Crowell earlier, fine Texas singer-songwriter, one of my favorite songwriters. I first heard this next song on a Jerry Jeff Walker album that was released in 1972. And back when I was younger, I thought, that's really kind of a cool song, but I didn't think any more of it. And when I was recording this most recent album, I listened back to that album again for some inspiration, and I realized that this song has a whole new meaning when you get to be an old man. So I guess when I'm an old man, I'll find it out. Well, I don't drink as much as I ought to. Lately, it just ain't been my style. And the hard times don't cut like they used to. They pass quicker, like when I was a child. And somehow I've learned how to listen to the sound of the sun going down. Knowing in the morning I'll be singing a song for this life I have found. You know, keeps my feet on the ground. Well, the midsummer's day sits so heavy, it don't flow like the breeze through your mind. When nothing appears in a hurry to make up for some old lost time. And somehow I've learned how to listen to the sound of the sun going down. Knowing in the morning I'll be singing a song for this life I have found. You know, keeps my feet on the ground. And somehow I've learned how to listen to the sound of the sun going down. Knowing in the morning I'll be singing a song for this life I have found. You know, keeps my feet on the ground. You know, keeps my feet on the ground. Thank you. Well, this new album's just going to be an amalgamation of a lot of stuff. I don't know what amalgamation means, but it sounds kind of cool. So, 3 of my 9 albums, recorded them in Nashville, and my publisher down there was telling me what I needed to put on the album. So when the next few albums came out, I said, you know what, I want to make decisions on my own. So that's what's going to happen with the new album as well. One day I was sitting there thinking, wondering what heaven might be like. And this song started coming to me called Heaven. Because I don't think I'm going to be sitting on, if I make it up there, I don't think I'm going to be sitting on white furniture singing songs of praises wearing a white robe. But actually, every day I'll get to do whatever I want to do. Whatever I love doing. And the end of that day, I forget everything. So the next day, it's a brand new day. So I was almost done with this song, but I needed one more verse, and I was sitting in a coffee shop in Ohio one day, and this young man came and sat down at the table. I didn't invite him there, wearing a white shirt and a black tie, and he sat a Bible down in front of me and said, "Does it bother you that you're going to hell?" And I said, "Well, thank you, Reverend. You just gave me my second verse." So this is a song called Heaven. I guess someday I'll go to heaven. I'm hoping that someday's not too soon. People will pray and sing, I'll fly away. I'll be playing golf on the dark side of the moon. That's what I'll do in heaven. No need to pray or curse. Just spending my time with bottomless bottles of wine, where things just get better, nothing ever gets worse. I'll say hi to all them people. I'll say hi to all them preachers who used to tell me that I was going to hell. It'll be a thrill to see the look on their face, seeing I got to heaven as well. That's what I'll do in heaven. No need to pray or curse. Just spending my time with bottomless bottles of wine, where things just get better, nothing ever gets worse. I doubt that I'll get bored in heaven. I'll do anything I want every day. Share John Prine's 9-mile cigarette in my 59 Corvette. Bridget Bardot on my lap, hanging on every word I say. That's what I'll do in heaven. No need to pray or curse. Just spending my time with bottomless bottles of wine, where things just get better, nothing ever gets worse. Where things just get better, nothing ever gets worse. I'll fly away, oh Lordy, I'll fly away in the morning. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Thank you. Bless you.
It's Dave Hawkins with us here today on the Blue Plate Special. Quickly, I need to mention that the WDVX Blue Plate Special is supported by Barley's down in Knoxville's Old City. It's home of the Big Plate on Fridays at noon. Tomorrow, Colby T. Helms and the Virginia Creepers will be with us. You can find out more about that by visiting WDVX.com. Additional support comes from Visit Knoxville and the Senior Financial Group. They are your neighborhood Medicare partner. For more than 30 years, Senior Financial Group's been on a mission to make Medicare more affordable. Information and assistance available at sfgmedicare.com and 865-777-0153. So for anybody who missed it earlier, our second guest is ill today and not with us, but Dave's going to do just a few more tunes for us here today. Again, if you're listening in, it's davehawkins.com. I'm out of the way, y'all. It's Dave Hawkins on the Blue Plate Special.
Thank you. This next song, my dad, Melvin Brian Hawkins, if he had lived, he would be 101 years old this year. He was in the U.S. Army Air Corps in World War II. He was born in Earlington, Kentucky, in the southwestern corner of Kentucky, and grew up in Harrisburg, Illinois, a little town in the southern Illinois, Southern Baptist boy. He got injured over in World War II. His job was working on B-17s to get him back in the air, and he got injured over there. They sent him back home to the big city of Columbus, Ohio, in the Fort Hays Army Hospital, where he met an Irish Catholic girl named Mary Catherine O'Reilly. And ever since then, my brothers and I have been in therapy. But Dad told me a story about a month or two before he passed away. He said he was always concerned moving to Columbus, Ohio after growing up down south because he thought that people would make fun of him for the way he talked because he had a southern accent. So I heard Johnny Cash doing this Tom Petty song, and I thought, man, I wish Dad had been alive. I would have loved to do this song for him. So I figure he's probably up there listening to it. So this is a Tom Petty song. It's going to go on a new album as well. There's a southern accent where I come from. Young'uns call it country. The Yankees call it dumb. Got my own way of talking, and everything is done with a southern accent where I come from. Now that drunk tank in Atlanta is just a motel room to me. Think I might go work Orlando if them orange groves don't freeze. Got my own way of working, and everything is run with a southern accent where I come from. For just a minute there, I was dreaming. For just a minute, it was so real. For just a minute, she was standing there with me. There's a dream that I keep having where my mama comes to me. She kneels down over by the window and says a prayer for me. Got my own way of praying, and everyone's begun with a southern accent where I come from. Got my own way of living, and everything is done with a southern accent where I come from. Thank you. This next song, well, they're all songs, people. That's pretty much it. One song into another, and then pack up my guitar, get in the limo, head to my helicopter. Somebody out there in Radio Land's going, wow. So anyway, I want to tell you a story that goes along with the story song. In 1998, my brother Mark was celebrating his 25th wedding anniversary. Oddly enough, so was my sister-in-law. Thank you. Yeah, it's a coincidence. And I was a groomsman, and my sister-in-law's cousin was a bridesmaid. Here's a story about what happened from that day forward. It's a song called Homely. I met her at a wedding in 1973. I said, hey there, darling, would you consider a date with me? She smiled and thought about it, then reluctantly agreed. There were 80 other guys there who all looked better than me. I guess she felt sorry for a lonely, homely fool like me. We hit all of the country bars and sang along with the band. When we danced to a slow song, I knew I was her man. On the way home, she said, take the long way, and my heart skipped a beat. I knew at that moment my life was now complete. This beauty had fallen for a lonely, homely fool like me. Eat your heart out, Eric Clapton. It's been more than 50 years now since that night in '73. I still can't believe she agreed to spend that time with me. Like a deer caught in the headlights of my '71 Capri, or a possum chased by dogs and caught up in a tree. It's 5 decades and 3 kids later. I only wish it had been with me. I met her at a wedding in 1973. Now I know she just felt sorry for a lonely, homely fool that's me. Thank you.
Dave Hawkins with us here today on the Blue Plate Special. He's got one last tune for us here today, but before he does that, I want to invite y'all to join us again tomorrow. Colby T. Helms and the Virginia Creepers will be with us. You can find more information about that by visiting the calendar on our website there. It'll link you over to Colby's website so you can learn a little bit more about him if you want. So we are a listener-supported radio station. There's always a little donation box in the back of the room. And Dave's got merch available over at the merch table after the show. You can shake and howdy with him. And certainly thank him for being here with us. Again, tonight he's headed over to Nashville for Bobby's Idol Hour. On tomorrow he'll be in Hendersonville. Sunday back in Nashville at the world-famous Bluebird Cafe. Will that be one of the rounds?
That's the
Songwriter round, yep, okay. And then on Monday, he'll be at Hank's Honky Tonk in Murfreesboro. Shaking howdy with him and thank him for being here with us. We're going to get one last tune from Dave Hawkins on the Blue Plate Special.
Thank you. I'm going to do a song by another one of my favorite Texas singer-songwriters, a gentleman by the name of Guy Clark. And this is on the most recent album. It's called The Cape. 8 years old with the flour sack cape tied all around his neck. He climbed up on the garage, figure what the heck. Screwed his courage up so tight the whole thing came unwound. He got a running start, bless his heart, headed for the ground. He's one of those who knows that life is just a leap of faith. Spread your arms and hold your breath and always trust your cape. Now he's all grown up with a flour sack cape tied all around his dreams. He's full of spit and vinegar, busting at the seams. He licked his finger and he checked the wind. It was gonna be do or die. He wasn't scared of nothing, boys, and pretty sure he could fly. He's one of those who knows that life is just a leap of faith. Spread your arms and hold your breath and always trust your cape. Let me pick. Now he's old and gray with a flour sack cape tied all around his head. He's still jumping off the garage and will be till he's dead. All his life the people said he's acting like a kid. He did not know he could not fly, so he did. He's one of those who knows that life is just a leap of faith. Spread your arms and hold your breath and always trust your cape. He's one of those who knows that life is just a leap of faith. Spread your arms and hold your breath and always trust your cape. Just spread your arms and hold your breath and always trust your cape. One more.
Dave Hawkins. Thank y'all. Join us again next time for more real live music on the Blue Plate Special.